Hello, Moms Everyday. I'm Dr. Melina Jampolis here with Patty Spence, and I hear you have some questions for us.
Hello.
We do. Thanks for being with us this morning. You know, Doctor, there are so many different terms out there on labels and so many different theories. How do we know what's good for us and what isn't good for us?
Well, I think all experts agree that Americans are consuming far too much sugar. So even if it sounds healthier, like honey or agave nectar or cane juice, we still need to cut back on our total sugar consumption because it's been linked with an increased risk of diabetes and heart disease and obesity. But food labels can be very confusing. So I recommend that you ignore the front of the package and you flip products over and you look at the nutrition facts panel on the side, and there's where you can really figure out how much sugar in grams that a product has, and you want to compare and try to reduce your total sugar consumption as much as possible.
And what's the difference between sweeteners like stevia, aspartame, sucralose, saccharin? What's the difference?
Well, they're all from a category called non-nutritive sweeteners, which means they contain no calories. But stevia is the only one that's natural. It comes from a plant. The rest of them come from a lab. So I personally, as a doctor and as a mom, feel more comfortable with a natural no-calorie sweetener because I believe that the body is better designed to handle it.
And as we've mentioned, Diabetes Awareness Month is coming up. And for the millions of Americans who suffer from diabetes, what kinds of products, either soda or others, and sweeteners do you most recommend?
Well, as far as packaged food goes, I really recommend two things. First of all, you reduce your total sugar consumption, and I prefer products that are sweetened with stevia, like Stevia, the soda company that Patty owns. And I also think it's important to look at fiber, and naturally occurring sources of fiber are very important, from things like whole grains and nuts and seeds, not added fiber to things like yogurt and ice cream and cookies. That's not the best idea. So those are my two suggestions for diabetes for optimal blood sugar control.
And Patty, you're a great example of changing habits. You went from consuming 250 grams of sugar per day to being sugar-free for the last 13 years. What led you to make that kind of decision?
It's a great question. You know, I thought I was a healthy guy. I was consuming primarily natural and organic foods, and I was active. But when I actually stepped back and looked at it, I was getting 1,000 calories a day just from added sugars, from things like protein smoothies and fruit juice and energy bars. So 13 years ago, I made a change, went off sugar entirely, and started using stevia every day. And it really changed my life in terms of my energy levels throughout the day and simply how I felt from day to day.
Now, you've been rather outspoken about some hot-button issues like the soda ban in New York City. What caused you to take the position that you did?
Well, we really think that sugar consumption and the amount of sugar we're getting in our diets is a public health crisis. It's something that concerns every American. And so things like the soda ban in New York, regardless of which side of the issue you were on, we can all agree it raised the awareness of this dialogue and got people thinking about sources of sugar in their diet. So I think mission accomplished in that sense.
And finally, where can our viewers go for more information about all of this?
Well, we recommend to folks that you go to our website, Zevia.com, Z-E-V-I-A. There's a lot of information on recipes that are sugar-free and how to eliminate hidden sources of sugar in your diet.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, both of you, for being with us today.
Thank you for having us.